Hello guys, today we're going to be talking about life. Life has many different aspects, and people usually are good with some of those, but really struggle with the other ones. For example, life has relationships with family, friends, your significant other. Also, it has a career, or maybe you want to do something on your own, make a business, be a YouTuber, whatever you want, have a job, unemployed, right? It also has self-improvement aspects, like what are you doing outside of your job and hanging out with people? Are you working out, having your hobbies? Like, what makes you you, right? And when I think about the end goal, mm, I believe it's to have a fulfilled life. However, what can help us get to that point? What are the tools we need to achieve a fulfilled life? Now, that's a question that's really hard to answer. I believe everyone is searching for that answer. But it differs. It definitely does differ. Because having a fulfilled life means different thing to everyone, right? Some people might think spending the most amount of time with their family or friends, making memories, traveling is fulfilled life. Or some people might say that they want to achieve something like maybe like Elon Musk to change the world and make it a better place significantly, right? So it's really hard to say what tools we need to fulfill our life. However, I do know one thing. Mm, it's balance, right? And many people misunderstand balance, and some people think it's bullshit because they think, oh, 50-50, right? No, that's not balance. Um, 1 year ago, I was basically doing nothing with my life. I was just trying some side hustles, but with like 5% or 10% of the time I had. Other time was just being spent on social media, scrolling, playing games, um, hanging out with people. So I was pretty much wasting my life, to be honest. Uh, when I think about it, um, I don't know how I did it and now realize it, but you have to think pretty often about your life for it to become pretty good. So one day I just sat down and I was like, how can I balance out my life to fit in everything? Listen, some people are going to tell you that achieving everything is not possible. Some people are going to tell you, oh, you can have a really good career, but when you have kids, it's going to be hard. You can't do both. Or some people are going to tell you, oh, yeah, you're going to have a great relationship with your wife, but, you can't do well at work or some dumb shit like that. Or even they might tell you, oh, you can do this and that, but then you cannot go to the gym, which is bullshit, right? So what you gotta do is you have to create a calendar, all right? Uh, Listen, some people might hear this and say that is bullshit and might leave the video, all right? I was one of those people. I was like, calendar is not gonna help me, bro. Like, I'm not writing anything down. And listen, you don't have to write it down. You can just open like Notion calendar or Google Calendar or whatever and write it down there. Like, not things you do every day specifically, but things you want to get done in a week. All right? Because getting everything done in a day, like talking to people, doing a video that you want, or studying, working, side hustle, you cannot do that, or gym, you cannot do that in one day, right? So you gotta plan weeks. Uh, so you gotta do your research. It does require some research on how much time really should be put in some stuff, or you can just really think about it and follow your preferences, right? For me, it was like working out 2 times a week, right? Some people might want 6 times a week. That's on you, right? I wanted 2 times a week to stay consistent. And it's really, really important, whatever you do with the time that you have and with the time that you plan, for you to stay consistent, right? Me personally, I dedicated very little time to rest because I know that I can get through entire week without any rest and keep those weeks consistent. I did get burnt out a bit the last couple of weeks, but then once you start seeing the change and seeing how uh, it doesn't work out, then you can just change the calendar. It's not that hard, you know? Uh, this video is mostly for people who really want to get maximum out of this life, who really want to do it, you know, who really want to live. So you have to have a calendar because in life there's a million things you're gonna want, and everything has to be written down in a calendar so your brain is not constantly thinking about what I'm gonna do in 2 hours and burning its thinking energy. Alright? Gotta have your mind free so it can think. And then comes the final part, which is actually following through. Yeah, so the hardest part about following through is the fact that you can't always do it. If we're being honest, you just can't. And that is the harsh truth, right? Some days there are gonna be where you do nothing you had in calendar, and sometimes there are gonna be times where you do more than you had planned, where you have spare time because you did some things faster. And that's what you gotta understand. Sometimes you just don't have to be perfect, you know? You just gotta chill out and try to follow your plan as much as you can. Yeah, so pretty much the hardest part is following through with the plan. And if you don't do it sometimes, it's okay. Sometimes you might do half the things you wanted to do, and that's okay. You just have to keep going with the calendar and trying to do as many things as you possibly can. So I suggest you just start as soon as you can. When you have free time, you don't have to rush anything. And you just have to remember, no matter what you do, life is short, so you have to enjoy it. If you try enough, you will see results. Just keep having fun with whatever you do as much as you can. Enjoy life, make sure you do it well, and you do it fulfilled. Thank you very much for watching, and if you want to watch videos like this, please consider subscribing, because I'm planning to do more of these every week possibly for you to enjoy. See ya, and I hope to see you soon.